Tashdale, and good afternoon. It gives me a great pleasure to address this second Young Indian Research Scholars Conference on Tibet, Himalayas, and India, which is being organized by the Tibet Policy Institute of Central Tibetan Administration. Since its inception in 2012, I believe, Tibet Policy Institute has served as a premier research center for Tibetan scholars who are engaged in Tibetan studies. So I commend the organizers, Tibet Policy Institute, its director, Kungo Daotsringla, and conference convener and keynote speaker, Professor Ramu Manivanan, and conference coordinator, Dr. Sawandojela, all the research fellows, and staff at TPI for continuing these conference traditions into its second year. And I particularly thank the distinguished scholars who will be presenting their scholarly findings on various themes relating to Tibet, Himalayas, and India. The theme of this year's conference is particularly relevant due to many developments in the recent past. There is a growing school of thought which believes that Himalayas now occupy a centrality in geopolitics of India. And there are other scholars who think that our approach to the study and analysis of Himalayan region should be different. They believe that the complexity of the Himalayan region makes it necessary for us to look at Himalayan region not only through the lens of the international relations theorizations of state and security, but we should also look at it through an interdisciplinary approach that focuses on state actors and interconnectedness between the geography, culture, and ecology of the Himalayan region. So beyond the geopolitics of territorial disputes and border security issues of today, the Himalayan mountainous ranges have provided cultural linkages, transfer of ideas, and extensive trade and contact between trade and people contact, between Tibet and trans-Himalayan regions in the past. And despite language diversity in the Himalayan regions, it might be safe to say, or it could be safe to say, that Tibetan language has become a kind of transnational language within those regions and states within the Himalaya. And as for Buddhism, some or most of the people in Ladakh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Nepal, and Bhutan, they either follow it or practice it. And in terms of ecology, the area that encompasses the Hindu Kush Himalayan mountain range and the Tibetan plateau is generally considered as the third pole. And this region is the source of 10 major river systems that provides water to over 1.9 billion people in Asia, which constitutes about 24% of the world population. And now, because of militarization, nuclearization, and development projects are threatening water stress or hydrological crisis in the region. And there are many places and states within Himalaya region which have beautiful association with Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and our cultural heritage. To give one example, the sixth Dalai Lama, Tsayang Gyatso, was born in Mueang Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh. And in October this year, Gyamphung Rinpoche, who is the abbot of 350-year-old Tawang Monastery, has made a very strong public statement saying that His Holiness the Dalai Lama has the sole authority to make decisions on his reincarnation, and that Chinese government has no right to interfere in such religious matter. And in 2019, many Buddhist representatives from the Himalayan region, they have voiced the support for the 3-point resolutions that were passed on His Holiness the Dalai Lama's reincarnation. This resolution was passed in 2019 at the 14th Religious Conference, which was attended by heads and important figures of various Buddhist traditions and the native Tibetan Burn tradition. So we have all these beautiful associations with many places and states within the Himalayan region. So today, a text or a place or even an event or a person can be studied through different research methodologies and approaches and techniques in different academic disciplines. So even though it is very, very important that we conduct research on historical writings in both modern and ancient form, which could help substantiate our political position on the status of Tibet. But then I think it is also equally important to pay equal importance to other aspects of Tibetan studies that might not have that much of degree of historicity and historicalness, but it might have information of cultural, immense information of cultural value. For example, there are writings that are termed as religious, or sometimes they are termed as hagiographical. So we should also pay attention to those aspects of Tibetan studies. And I see that in this session, we have a session on the life of Milarepa and Marpa Losava. So in conclusion, I think since we all have collective interests in the issues of Himalayas, Tibet, and India, we also have a collective stake in forging deeper understanding and like a stronger collaboration through exchange of ideas and research. So I would like to request the participating scholars and also other scholars with like-minded interests to please make connection with Tibet Policy Institute, and then also possibly visit Dharamsala in the near future for research purpose and exchange of ideas and opinions once the COVID-related concern eases down a bit. So I wish you all a very successful conference, and hope that you all will have a fruitful deliberations in the coming days. And thank you so much for having me. Thank you.